Hey there, welcome to another episode of Muzikxpress. My name is Twan, and in this week's vlog I'm going to show you the interview that I did with Josh Gabriel and Dave Dresden, a.k.a. Gabriel and Dresden. I spoke with them about their upcoming artist album Remedy on a rooftop in Amsterdam during the Amsterdam Dance event. Enjoy! US-based DJ producers duo Josh Gabriel and Dave Dresden decided to join forces in the year 2001. They quickly became well-known names in the industry because of their remixes for some well-known artists and bands. In the year 2003, they teamed up with singer-songwriter Josh Gabriel for the project Motorcycle. They had a big hit with the track As the Rush Comes, which peaked at the number 11 position in the UK charts in 2004. Also in the year 2004, their mix compilation Bloom got released, which featured some new Gabriel and Dresden productions such as a.k.a. and Serendipity. A year later, they started their own record label called Organized Nature, which mainly had releases from Josh and Dave, but also from some other artists. In 2006, the label released the debut album from the guys, which was just titled Gabriel and Dresden. One of the tracks on the album was Tracking Treasure Down, which featured Molly Bancroft on vocals. At the end of March 2008, Gabriel and Dresden announced that they decided to split up. But at the last day of 2010, they did a special one-off DJ set at the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles. Not long after that, the guys performed together again at the Anjuna Beats WMC party in Miami. So from that moment on, Josh and Dave officially announced themselves as reunited. In November 2016, Gabriel and Dresden launched a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for a brand new artist album, which they called The Only Road. That album came out via Anjuna Beats in October 2017. A year later, in October 2018, Gabriel and Dresden announced that they are working on a brand new album, which will be called Remedy. They started a new Kickstarter campaign in order to raise money for this one. So, a good reason to catch up with Josh and Dave during the Amsterdam Dance event on a rooftop in the city of Amsterdam. The sun was already setting, so it got a little bit chilly after a while. My first question to them was why they picked Remedy as the title for the new album.
Well, it's hard to pick an album name, and we always want it to be something that's meaningful to us, and we both love nature. It's always been something that's been part of our lives, and we always talk about how healing it is to be out in nature, and how peaceful it is, and also with cities being so chaotic and just life being so frenetic. We've even come across people that have never spent a night under the stars.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that this existed. That people have not ever been camping.
Or hiking.
In
the woods.
So we realized, since we love it so much and it's our remedy, we thought we'd share it with other people. And, nature is a remedy. And also in this world of, opiate addiction and all these things, there's room for natural remedies. And nature is our remedy. So it's kind of a play on that.
And also, of course, dance music is our remedy.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Cool. So you started a new Kickstarter campaign to raise money for Remedy. For the people that don't know what Kickstarter is, can you explain what it is exactly is?
Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform that allows brands to
allows anybody
to create a project, a thing, or a video game, an album, all kinds of things, anything you could think of, really.
I mean, I've seen things from organizers to tarot decks to and it literally has nothing to do with what you're making. Mm-hmm. It's just a platform that allows, like Dave said, for people. It allows a person to go out and ask people to help them raise the money to make something a reality. And the way they do that is by offering what they call rewards, which is, if you give me money, here's what I will give you in return once the project's finished.
And it's like GoFundMe is another popular crowd funding source, and you don't do rewards on that. It's just straight money.
Yeah,
so Kickstarter is, you get something for the money that you put in, and it can range from low numbers to high numbers.
It allows us also to, instead of just making music and releasing a record, it allows us to connect with people who like the music before the record's made, and offer things that are very different. Record companies only sell records, right? Well, we're also offering experiences. We're offering the ability to one of them, for example, our favorite one is we're gonna do a 4-hour private party at a 60-acre, private land with a dome and lasers and have a private party.
Dance music in nature.
Yeah,
so.
dance music in nature, and so you no matter how many record companies release records, none of them are ever gonna offer that. And so this is just another way for artists to
connect
and offer different things. And for us, we tried some different stuff last time, which was we allowed people to collaborate with us. We had a couple people collaborate, and we didn't know how it would turn out, but it turned out amazing. And so we're doing it again this year. And one of the people that collaborated with us is back. One of the other collaborators is now our executive producer. And so we really were worried about that before, but we really ended up really enjoying it, and it felt good for the project, and it just felt right. So we want to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So did you start working on the Remedy album already?
We've started writing and creating sounds and just starting to formulate song ideas. You have to get a lot of stuff before you can see what's actually going to work within the confines of an album. So, and just getting the cobwebs out from, we've been touring incessantly for a year, so we haven't been really making a lot of music. So we're just getting back into the swing of how things work and new synthesizers and new plugins and stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now, really.
That being said, the songs, are written. They're just written in a form that's not dance music yet. Mm-hmm. So there's what Dave is sort of alluding to is we have more than the songs that are on the album. So we have to sort of figure out which ones we want to take and turn into dance songs. Mm-hmm. We've had, how long has it been? Like a year and a half now since the last one?
Yeah.
So, every time we're on the road, we find a piano, a guitar, and Subtil, Brittany O'Neill's also, she's doing that as well. And we just have, we're always working on songs, and then the album process, we say, okay, here's all the stuff we have. Now what are we going to do with it all?
Right. What ends up happening is when we're on the road, we just click record on our little phone, memos thing, and so we have to go through all those ideas as well.
Yeah. So it was on the last album, there was this piano part in a hospital.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That was here in Nederland.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So are there also plans for collabs on the album, or just you guys this time?
I'd say there's always plans, but we'll never know till it's done, because it's really about timing. We don't know how long we're going to have to work on the album.
That's the thing with Kickstarter, is that you kind of have to create a deadline of when you're going to deliver to your backers. So we've created, in our minds, June 1st is when we're going to have the album ready to do what, to deliver. So, there's no telling if we'll have time to actually collaborate, because you have to get schedules together to collaborate with different artists.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so we have to have our own schedule.
Yeah. So can you tell us how you guys work when you start on a track? Like who does what in the studio, or is it always you together?
I mean, right now, for example, I've been learning for the last few months. I always overlooked Serum, the synthesizer.
And I kept saying, you need to check this out.
And so it always, I never realized how deep it was. So I just, it's the last few months I've been really getting into it and programming a lot of sounds that are probably going to end up on the album, because it's really.
And this is where the magic happens with Josh, is when he's experimenting and learning something new. So I'm just keep creating, send me things, he sends me stuff, I give him the feedback, and.
Or the other day, Dave, I'm like, Dave, I said, Dave, find me some old track that has a sound you really like. And so he sent me a song from, I don't know, the 90s or something. And there was one synth sound in there that I was like, okay, I'll use that as inspiration. And so I was making a sound, and it just, that process of playing and working with new gear. As far as how the things work out, we just, it's never the same twice. But essentially, I'll work on a little demo, send it to Dave, and then he'll be like, I only like the ending, and then or he'll find a dog bark that'll work great. Why don't you put this pitch down over it? It just, you never know. We're pretty loosey goosey with what we're doing. I would say in general, I'm more on the techie side and working the gear, and Dave is like A&R and the bigger concepts and making sure that we're not losing the plot.
And also going back to the version that is the best.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually really good at keeping a library of where things
Where we went
were.
wrong.
Yeah, and like what I loved, and where did it go?
Yeah.
So how do you get inspired when you start working on a track?
How do we get inspired?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Just lots of things inspire us, So I mean, definitely science, nature, math, love.
If we're feeling
loss.
uninspired, a good hike in nature is always a good remedy.
Yeah.
But I'm also meaning just more like in the abstract, the patterns that leaves grow, or the texture bark has. If you really think about it, you could make an arrangement based on the way, the sound based on what bark looks like.
Yeah.
What does that sound like?
Organized nature.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, organized nature. Yeah.
I'll send you that patch.
So the Only Road came out via Anjuna Beats. Is Remedy getting a release via them as well?
That's the plan.
We think so.
So I assume like later we can expect an album tour as well?
Absolutely.
Besides the Remedy album, what else can we expect from you guys in the near future?
Well, we did some bootlegs we're trying to figure out what to do with, but also I think that there's a couple of little songs. There is a collaboration with some people that we're not going to reveal yet, but there's a couple of collaborations that we have, and when they're done, we hope that they see the light of the day. And so there's a couple other things, but in general, it's going to be the album.
We also have the one with Ferry, which
Well,
we can talk about.
That was the one I was talking about.
Okay.
Because I was looking at him in the eye and saying,
People should know about that.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah, they know about it because
okay.
we posted photos when we were there.
all right.
Yeah. So what kind of music do you guys listen to when you're like not in the studio?
You're listening to it right now."
Like nothing. You really don't listen to anything?
I'll go upstairs. Once I'm not in the studio, I'll go upstairs and play the piano.
You know what? I listen to a lot of, because I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I listen to a lot of top 40 radio music because she just loves it, and we share a musical experience together with what she loves, and I'm just teaching her about music, and so I think it's really good for us to hear like songs that are catchy, and identifying what's a good hook and like why that song works.
Yeah.
And listening to pop music, I feel really helps our music in the end.
Yeah. You might get inspired as well by the songs you hear, like what she's playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, it's more like, I don't know whether you call it indie rock or experimental, like things that are left of center, things that are.
Oh, we definitely listen to a lot of that too, and a lot of dance music too.
Good luck with producing the album, and thank you very much for your time.
Thanks you very much.
Thanks for having us, Twan.
Yeah.
Alright, that was it, this week's vlog, my interview with Gabriel and Dresden about their upcoming album Remedy. Thanks a lot for your time guys, and good luck with the album. If you want to support the guys, make sure to click the link in the YouTube description so you can support this Kickstarter project, and we have to make sure that this album is gonna happen. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, leave a comment in the comment section below, and make sure to subscribe. I can already tell you that I recorded another interview with Gabriel and Dresden, which will be about their track As the Rush Comes, which came out under the project name Motorcycle together with singer-songwriter Jess. That one is going to be up in a few weeks. A few other interviews that you can expect very soon are interviews with Solarstone about his classic 7 Cities and about his concept Pure Trance and more. I did an interview with Chicane about Offshore, his latest album, his Sunsets radio show and more. And I managed to speak to no one else than Jean-Michel Jarre. So make sure not to miss these ones and subscribe to my channel in case you didn't already. Alright, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.